Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying productive? At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, has been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. Trello keeps everyone on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jams with co-hosts Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Poundstone.
Paula Poundstone.
Welcome to the show.
Wow, it seems like there's a whole template, a whole system.
A cacophony of voices.
Wow, I was so unprepared for just that little beginning part.
So
You're
are we.
here.
Yeah.
We like to
there is
jolt
no
you into
preparation.
it.
You just have to be there and then
I'm here.
accept it. All right, great.
Being here is 99% of it.
Yeah, and I was out there a minute ago.
And now you're
You're
here.
lucky to be in here.
Now
How happy are you that you're in here
oh,
now?
really happy.
So we're in here and we're going to try. We believe that the world's getting dumber, as we explained to you before. I don't know if you subscribe to that. Do you believe that it's getting dumber, or we're just seeing dumber behavior? It's more of it's an interesting discussion.
Yeah. Well, there's more access to the dumber behavior.
Yes.
There was a time when you did something dumb. You might figure out that it was dumb and then feel a little embarrassed about it. And you don't share it with people and other people don't share it with. But now, there's whole, YouTube channels and stuff that are about nothing but.
Pride in dumb.
Yeah.
There's pride
there's more
in dumb.
Yeah, there is a little pride in dumb. You're right. Yeah.
Look what I did. We
Yeah.
don't want to look what
No
you
one
did.
wants to look.
Well, thankfully, people say, look what you did. And our fans, our wonderful fans, will gather the stories and send them to Dan. They just tweet them at Daniel Van Kirk and put the hashtag #DumbPeopleTown. And then he knows who did it in first.
look
And
at
so
that.
we have a system.
We have a
I
timeline.
see it.
We have
Yeah.
an
So
actual timeline.
while you're here, let's jump into a story right away.
Let's crack
Wait,
open.
I have to open this.
Crack it open.
Crack open a
There we go.
Pepsi
There we
and
go.
let's get
Oh
into
my
the dumb.
God! I cut my finger off on the.
Put that on
It's
YouTube.
our first
Get
story.
that
I
on
shouldn't
YouTube.
have. Oh,
Get
so
that
I
on
shouldn't
YouTube.
have. I shouldn't have put my finger inside and then.
Why?
Why are you so proud of it?
There's a sharp edge, and I.
All right.
My mistake.
That's all
Here we
right.
go. Ready?
Yes.
Sent in by Funky at Funky_Celtics.
Oh.
Thanks, FF.
Okay.
Here we go.
Good. Thank you.
Headline: 5 words of fun. Man requests trial by combat.
So he wants
Yes.
Not by
Game of
jury.
Thrones
Not
style.
by jury.
No.
he
But- and
wants
you know what?
a fight.
He wants not like a Hunger Games kind of a thing, but an actual.
Trial
Battle.
by
So,
combat.
all right,
That's
so-
going to decide his fate.
If I beat you, I'm
I
free.
mean, if you want
I'm
something
innocent.
done, do it yourself. Would you trust your peers?
So
in
now,
this
has he
current
already
climate?
been convicted of the crime? Is that what you said? This would be the sentence?
We're gonna
We're
find
gonna
out.
we're gonna find out.
Des Moines, Iowa.
It's Des Moines.
It's Des Moines.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Des Moines.
You just can't have a show called
We did that on
Dumb
purpose.
People Town.
All right.
Dumb People Town.
I'm the
Did you do that on
yes,
purpose?
yes.
Oh, okay.
That's which is
I-
why I didn't
I
say anything.
totally fell for it.
He's
it
from-
was, it was more of a
He's
lie
from
than a
Illinois.
joke.
Ever since I lost the tip of my finger on this
can't
soda
believe
can,
you did that.
I just haven't been thinking straight. I totally fell for that.
Paul,
He's
you
from
haven't been
Illinois.
listening.
He can do it.
He can
Oh,
do it.
I'm like a con person's dream. By
Because
the
you
way.
can be duped very easily.
I can very easily be
Oh, that's a
duped.
great album
Ask
title.
any one of my children.
A con
and
person's dream.
I just because I have sort of an open-hearted policy,
Right.
and a lot of trust.
You want to believe.
Yeah, I
Dan,
do.
you've already violated the trust.
apologize.
Thanks,
Here we go.
Dan.
A Kansas man asked an Iowa court to grant his motion for trial by combat so that he can meet his ex-wife and her attorney, quote, on the field of battle where he will rend their souls from their corporal bodies.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's another crime.
Isn't that another crime?
Yeah.
David Ostrom. Well, not if it's sanctioned by a court of law.
Fine,
Yeah.
fine. Fair
And
enough.
not also if your wife has a corporal body.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
true. She does.
That's
It's
Oh, he
another thing.
misspoke, but he doesn't know that yet.
oh, he should have noticed that right on the first date. She has a corporal body.
I think she's got a private body.
Here's the thing: if he works in medieval times, I think this will fly. This is okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Any,
this
any
is-
other scenario
Right.
that doesn't work.
Medieval times, that would be working for the divorce you hope to have, not
Right.
the marriage
that you're actually
currently
in.
in. Yes.
If you serve the jury chicken legs,
No silverware.
no silverware on metal plates during this,
Oh yeah, they
think
love
we-
that.
they love
it. All right, so he wants to. So that is the trial then.
Yes, David
Just
Ostrom.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you always
No.
jump in.
All right, so-
Of Paola, I don't know, Paola, Kansas, claims in court documents that his ex-wife, Bridget Ostrom, quote, destroyed him legally. He asked an Iowa District Court in Shelby County to give him 12 weeks lead time to source and forge a katana and wakizashi swords according to the Carroll Times. So not only does he want trial by combat, he wants time to make his own sword.
Forge it. He wants to forge
This
it.
is when you're too far into the forest.
is when you-
It's not even about the divorce anymore.
it's really just about making a sword.
Yeah, you just want an excuse to make a sword.
Just one last shot at making a sword before it all went downhill.
Look what I did.
If I'm the judge, I go, you can make that sword. Once you do, half that sword has to given to your ex-wife.
And she gets the top part. You just get the handle.
You get the handle.
She gets
the
hilt, you get
sharp.
blade.
So far, you just can't help but be on the side of the wife.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
I mean, come on.
Although, on the other hand, if there's a guy that wants to solve his legal problem this way, you might have recognized that on the first date too.
True.
Yeah.
So
He is a
maybe
red flag.
Like-
So her
Look for-
picker's a little off.
Look for the
Yeah, definitely.
Look for the
But
signals.
here's my thing. While I am appalled at what he's saying, I do think it's kind of cool that he's like being open about what he wants to do instead of showing up at her like house with the sword like 12 months later.
willing to
Like
do
he's
it.
like, let's make this a sanctioned event instead of me showing up at a Rite Aid parking
What
lot.
does
with
she
a sword.
get? Now I'm cool if she gets a bazooka.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm
She
saying?
gets a blunderbuss.
Okay, thank you.
It has to be from another time.
Yes,
It's
it has to
important.
be. Yes.
Yeah.
A laser.
Yeah.
Right. She gets a musket.
She gets a yeah.
in the back going like this.
Right.
He's coming with the sword.
If she gets, again, he can have, fine, you get a sword.
That he has to make himself.
She gets a Trojan horse. He's
Right.
never gonna guess.
He's never going to guess. Honey, look
I got you a present.
Right.
Look
Yeah.
what I got you.
Also, this already is a much more dramatic version of Marriage Story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trial
Way
by
more.
combat. Quote, to this day, trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in these United States.
Well, he's
David
got a
Ostrom
point
argued,
then.
He does.
That's a very strong point.
saying that it was used, quote, as recently as 1818 in British court.
Well, that feels pretty recent.
I know, but I know. That's what I'm going to say. Also, not in this country.
No.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, if you're going to
We
start saying
came
other
from
countries,
Britain.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there is a relationship. There's a through line in this man's thought process. One thing, and what's his name again?
David Ostrom.
David, one thing that, because I'm sure he's listening.
Of course.
One thing that you might consider, another fun way,
Yeah.
is trial by carnival.
Yes.
And
Oh.
what you could do is you and your wife could each shoot your respective lawyers out of cannons,
Yes.
and whoever's lawyer goes the furthest
You get it.
That's
wins.
a great one.
Yeah.
No
that
one's going to
could-
argue. A lawyer,
Yeah.
like, if
And
we
for
lose a
se-
lawyer, we're okay.
For sentencing, if you knock down these milk bottles,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
get a lighter sentence.
Yeah, precisely. And that's never been outlawed.
That's true.
You know,
it's never been
in
It's,
our
outlawed.
states.
it's
Right.
fun.
Right.
You win.
Wouldn't you go to
your
a
money
divorce
back
carnival?
and a frosted ZZ Top
Would you go
mirror.
to a divorce carnival where every game is determining how they split things up? I'd go to that.
Yes.
divorce.
Wait, Divorce Carnival hosted by Paula Poundstone is a TV show.
Oh
I
my
would watch.
God.
Why
I
are we
would
not
watch
doing that? Why have we not
I
mailed
will-
this idea to
Okay,
ourselves already?
whichever one of you guys shoot these water guns, whichever horse makes it across first, that's who gets the house.
That's who gets the split level townhome.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay.
Divorce Carnival.
Divorce Carnival hosted by Paula Poundstone. We're done.
Monday.
And then you get like a big plush toy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not
That
really-
reminds you that you're alone.
Two
I
small plush toys you could trade in for a medium. A medium and a small plush plush toy you can turn in for 2 larges. 2 large plush toys you can turn in for a new visitation.
Yeah, visitation. Right.
The guy throws the ring on the top of the little ring toss and says,
wouldn't that be frustrating?
I got the boat.
He says, I just wanted to know my son knew that I fought for him.
Yeah. Or you throw the ring onto the thing and then you get the ring back. Like you can now
if you land the ring, you get the ring.
Oh, the ring! Oh, that's a great idea.
You get the ring.
We are literally beating out the pilot episode of Divorce Carnival hosted by Paula Poundstone.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no, this is really. I hadn't even thought about the ring.
The ring on
Although
the ring.
on the other hand, if you just use the plastic rings, which there's a trick there, and I don't know what it is, but there's some sort of trick. And if you use the plastic rings, that is still like a metaphor, I think.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know why I'm hung up on Paula Poundstone hosting this type of a thing, but I want Paula Poundstone as the judge hosting the fight. The actual fight between people who are trying to settle things, and we call it Pound for Poundstone.
That works too.
Oh, wait a minute.
it.
The idea of me having anything to do with couples one way or the other.
Yeah.
I have never been a part of a couple
fine.
in
So
my
there-
entire
See,
life.
you got a fresh look.
I have no desire.
You are completely impartial.
Exactly. You're the most
Who
impartial
better
person.
to judge
Well,
than
that's
someone
true.
who's objective?
You know, my admonition to the couples would be the same every time. Like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Why would you do this to begin? There's a guy on Twitter. I
chose to get into
follow
it.
people. I don't know who they are. I just follow a lot of people, and some of them are people I'm probably like-minded with, and just as many I'm not at all. I just follow them. And anyway, so there's a guy on Twitter that has been writing these really long, or is it a woman? I don't know, but these really long things about like one tweet after another about being alone and being lonely and having no one and having.
Is it Jeb Bush?
He hasn't had sex in 6 years.
It is
and
Jeb
I'm
Bush.
like, I'm like, okay, explain the problem again.
exactly.
So are
So
you
you have-
bragging or
you're
is there a
saying-
challenge there?
You're saying you have a lot of time to yourself and no one's bothering you. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're able to be exactly who you want to be. You don't have to like fold who your personality is to fit someone else's personality.
Okay. So I'm just
Yeah,
saying that.
yeah.
And the problem is what?
Yeah, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it's on and on. And I think at one point I sort of responded, "Well, good for you," and the vitriol that came.
Here's the show. Paula Poundstone hosts a show where she answers the tweets of lonely people. And
Oh yeah,
she
that could be very positive.
because they give all of what they're doing to her,
And she
we
says
call
good.
it Poundstone of Flesh.
All right,
There you
stop.
oh boy, he's like a machine.
It's unbelievable.
Lord.
I
Just
got
thinks
ideas.
this stuff all the
Ideas. You
time.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Monday.
I bet he has a notebook by his bed.
Monday, David Ostrom told the Des Moines Register he got the idea after learning about a case in 2016 in which New York Supreme Court Justice Philip Minardo acknowledged that duels had not been abolished. Ostrom said the motion stemmed from his frustration with his ex-wife's attorney, Matthew Hudson. So that's who he's really mad at.
Yeah,
mad
this
at-
is a
that's
sword
who
for
he's mad
Hudson.
at.
He said, I think I've met Mr. Hudson's absurdity with my own absurdity. So he also
Okay.
knows he's a nut.
Oh yeah, so he's reflective. This isn't-
David Ostrom said his ex-wife can choose her attorney as champion or stand-in fighter. So he wants
To fight
his
the attorney.
ex-wife to say she'll have her attorney
Fight
him.
for her.
Yeah. Hudson, that would be the wife's attorney, filed a resistance to the trial by combat motion by first correcting Ostrom's spelling. Surely Ostrom meant corporeal bodies, which Merriam-Webster defines as consisting of or relating to a physical material body.
Which
They
is
turn
what
around.
Paula picked out.
Right.
Yeah.
Although Ostrom and potential combatant do have souls to be rendered, they respectfully request that the court not order this done. So they're also having, which he's billing her for because he's acknowledging
He has to write a
response.
response.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, David, you're really just dragging this thing out.
I agree.
You
I
really
know.
just
I
made.
know.
You know, and
Just
the thing
give up
is,
the boat.
It's clear that he's upset with the wife, but he's especially upset with the
Lawyer.
And
Yeah.
David, there's so many things you can do about that. Just that half swingy door in the courtroom. Just pull it back and
Let it hit him in the
smack
face.
the guy.
Yeah.
not
It's
in
not
the
your
face.
ball.
You have to
Ball.
be awfully short for
Yeah,
it to hit
that's
him on the
true.
face. Which
Oh,
is
the
impossible.
The tiny door.
door.
She's
Yeah,
talking
the
about the
little
half
half
door.
I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the door to go in. The tiny door.
Yeah, the tiny door.
Tiny door works.
Well, I mean,
Well, we don't know who his lawyer is. It
yeah,
could be a dwarf.
Yeah, you're right. It could be. I mean, I think there's things you could. There's things you could do. Like
Paula
the law,
Poundstone hosts a lawyer show that is only made up of dwarf lawyers, and it's called Small Claims Court.
You know what? Got to be a big notebook right by his bed. All right, take the guy's legal pad and just cut off the last 3 inches of it, and that makes it just a pad.
Right.
And to a lawyer, to a lawyer, that
Look
is
what you've done.
It's
You've cut him off at the
emasculating.
legal
Right.
knees.
It's
exactly.
terrible.
I
Then
would say
he's not really a part of the law.
If you want to get really passive aggressive, at any time you can always accidentally spill your water. At any time,
Over everything.
in life, in any scenario, if you want to be passive aggressive enough, you can always
Accidentally
spill your
spill.
water.
Or drink it really slow. And I think we've learned that from Bill Barr and the Whitaker guy.
Slower you drink
the
it.
slow drinkers, man. That just the whole country just waiting for the glug,
Slow drinking is the new close talking. It's bad. Everyone hates it. No one likes it.
Matthew Hudson, the ex-wife or future ex-wife's attorney, argued that because a duel could end in death, such ramifications probably outweigh those of property tax and custody issues. It should be noted, this is a quote from Matthew Hudson, it should be noted that just because the U.S. and Iowa constitutions do not specifically prohibit battling another person with a deadly katana sword, it does prohibit a court from sitting in equity from ordering same. Matthew Hudson asked the court to suspend Ostrom's visitation rights and order him to undergo a court-ordered psychological evaluation.
All right.
But which is fair. But totally David Ostrom admitted to the misspelling and argued he has no history of mental issues.
So if he didn't admit to the misspelling, you'd be like, he's crazy.
Right.
If he does admit to it,
That's
he
the
knows
plot
what
of
he's doing.
Catch
But
22.
David Ostrom has another option for the sword fight. Historically, he said in court records, trial by combat has not always won by way of death, but also when a party cries craven. So he'd be happy with Matthew Hudson just being like, I'm scared.
When they cry craven?
I think it's when you give up. You say, I'm too terrified to
I'm
fight you.
scared, I
can't
won't
go
do
on
it.
Or
anymore."
uncle.
Oh.
You call uncle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Respondent and counsel have proven themselves to be cravens. This is David, of course, by refusing to answer the call to battle. If call to battle is anywhere in your court
So
proceeding,
he's saying they've already given up.
thus they should lose this motion by default. Way to go, Randy. You're on it today.
I'm on his thing.
Adding that if the party decided otherwise, he wants to proceed with a blunted practice style of swordplay. So he's fine with just smacking each other with wiffle bats.
Oh, yeah, Nerf.
Nerf.
I think Nerf is
Nerf
promoting
joust.
this.
Yeah.
Nerf
Nerf joust.
Yeah.
Hosted
But, you know,
by
I gotta say, I have a Nerf gun for tennis balls
Yeah.
for my dog.
And you just fire him off.
And I love it, and the dog loves it. But it says on the muzzle of the not of the dog of the
Gun.
gun.
The gun.
It says never look down the barrel of a gun.
That's right. Not even a
good
Nerf
rule.
gun.
yeah,
for life.
yeah. Because you know it's true. The ball's right there. It could just but
Even
yeah.
a Nerf to the face is not going to feel good.
Well, no, exactly. So this is my point about he's saying that it wouldn't be to the death.
He's like, I'm
I
fine
mean,
with just getting to
unless
hit
you,
him.
You know, you hit just right with the Nerf
Imagine
ball.
if you really kill someone with a Nerf.
That'd be
that would be an
horrific.
unbelievable death. Like,
No,
have
but
to be
he
so
just
good.
The person would
wants
still
to get
probably be
his
like, you didn't get me.
aggression out.
Like, no, I got you.
This guy just wants to get his aggression out on this lawyer. That's all he wants. That's all he wants.
Yeah.
He doesn't even care about the future of the visitation right. He doesn't care about anything. He just
just wants
wants
to
to
fight
take
back.
out
Let's say
the
he
anger on this
wins in a protracted, more blunted thing.
Sure.
Like, what do you tell your kids? Daddy won you in a duel.
Right.
That's not going to make a kid feel good.
He's not even caring about that. All he wants is to win the right to duel.
Yeah, you're right.
He's not focusing on the future
You're
of the
saying
family.
he doesn't have a long plan, this David Ostrom?
It's weird because you're right what he's saying about working in the court of law. He's smart enough to not go fight him in a bar, but dumb enough to want to make his own sword.
That's what I mean.
Right.
That's what I'm saying is that there's a certain
I want to go back
genteel nature to his ability to want to share his plans
But
with
Paula
the court.
said this is about making a sword for this guy.
I think I need to know more about what was tearing this couple
Right?
apart. I mean, maybe, they may have met like at a Renaissance fair. All
Thank
of this
you.
And it comes
may
full
be
circle.
right, exactly.
Yes.
This might have been the logical end of this relationship.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, these things might not be. I mean, we think they sound so weird, but maybe for even this couple, like maybe even the wife, this is how
The exact conclusion of how it should be.
Maybe one of the things she's upsetting about are the dunkings.
Yes.
100%.
And why not?
Why
I would
wouldn't
say
he be?
this. Yeah. I mean, okay, I forgot what.
No, but I
wouldn't.
do think there is something interesting about the fact that let's just make them Renaissance fair people.
Okay.
if you think about the Renaissance time, people were dying at like 35, 36. Yeah. Like, I'm assuming these guys are in there. Are we going to guess their age?
We are going to guess his age.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this guy's like in his 40s. I already tip my hand and say this guy's in his 40s. I think
could be 22 and
he feels like he's playing with house money.
Yeah, the world a plague would have killed these people in actual Renaissance times. So they wouldn't have even gotten to this absurd point.
Right. If you want to really identify what's wrong in this relationship, start with her correcting his spelling and work back from there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got to say, although I did totally fall for the Des Moines thing, spelling correctors can be annoying. I mean, not to the point that you
build a sword,
divorce them, and build a sword to try to kill them, but certainly
it's in the realm of possibility.
Right. It can be annoying.
Yes.
I mean,
that's why I say
sometimes we
there.
spell things wrong, and it's a good idea to look things up. But at the same time, if you don't know that you spelled it wrong to begin with, then why would you look it up? So,
and you know what I meant.
Honey, I think is the worst beginning to any sentence she could have said to him.
Well,
honey, I think it's.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly.
He hears that, and it's like.
Yeah. No, it just sends him right into rendering a sword mode.
The court did not rule on either party's motion. Matthew Hudson, the woman's attorney, was not immediately available for comment. Dave Ostrom, who said he doesn't have any experience with sword fighting. Feel like that's a lie. He's playing a little possum. Yeah. Doesn't anticipate the judge will let his request go forward, but he wants an answer anyway. When asked whether he was serious about the dueling offer, Dave Ostrom said, "If Mr. Hudson is willing to do it, I will meet him. I don't think he has the guts to do it."
Wow. Wow, boy, that's just
that's laying it on his doorstep.
Yeah, then the guy's going to do it.
Yeah. How old do you?
Because you can't say that to a guy. I don't think you have the guts to do it. That's
how old do you think Dave Ostrom is? At what age is the man divorcing his wife, wants to forge his own sword and meet on the field of combat?
Are there children involved?
Yes, well, because they mentioned custody.
So
yeah.
But then is it custody of what?
Yeah,
right.
Could be a dog, could be a cat.
Yeah.
Could be a fish, turtle.
It could be the lion that they keep in the den for,
It could be their Renaissance mule that they take with them to the fairs.
So, Paula, you're our guest. You can guess first or in between the two of us, which is the TIG slot, or you can guess third.
I'm gonna. I think that. I'm gonna say 25 because I'm thinking it's like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of like one of those people that
He hasn't lived enough to know that you don't do this.
He went straight from his parents' basement into this woman's house.
Right, exactly.
And he spends most of his time
in her parents' basement.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, like I said, I'm putting him in his 40s. I'm gonna say 45.
Okay,
I think he's 37.
37.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of his complaints about her, by the way, is that she lifts the drawbridge early at night. It's sort of a.
He does complain about him is that he leaves it up. He always leaves the garbage up. She's like, I need to
come on, I'm in here too.
It's like I'm falling right into the water every time.
I want to go in the moat. All right, David Ostrom.
It's dark. I go in there. I expect it
to be down, and you leaving it up.
Down, and I sit down, and I'm right at the water.
Do you see this alligator bite right here? Do you know how that happened?
See what I did?
Shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen.
See what you did is also the beginning of the end of a marriage.
All right.
Yes. Oh, is it a crocodile?
No, I'm just doing
just
the
her
correcting.
Oh, right.
Honey, I think it's.
Honey, I think it's a crocodile. It's like, it's the end of the marriage.
Because you can't tell them apart.
No.
They're both just ugly fucking
So someone
animals.
saying that just wants to correct you. Right. Just wants you to know you're
precisely.
wrong. Right?
Yeah. You know what? Your pajama pants are on backwards.
Honey, I think it's supposed to be the other way.
Okay. All right. David Ostrom. We will end story one with this.
Mm-hmm.
He's mad. He wants to build a sword and really just wants to punch Matthew Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
Is 40 years old.
Oh, wow.
I think it's me. What'd you say? 40?
I said 45. You said 37.
Wow, you guys got a lot of skill at this.
I mean, we've done it before. You got to know what's there. All right, so first story is down. It's okay.
No worries.
You took it on you. Paula Poundstone is with us, and she's
sneezing up a
storm.
I'm coughing, but I had to, and I'm not sick. I have allergies, but I had to decide like which way to turn, and then I'm thinking,
always turn towards.
Always turn to Dan. He can accept it.
Take it all right at him. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more Paula Poundstone on Dumb People Town. Stay with us.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
Guys, guess what?
What?
My grandmother is turning 90 years old.
I have the gift for her.
I know. This is what I'm thinking.
A skylight frame. The skylight frame we got for our mom.
She just said I love it.
I love it so much.
It's so great because what we do is we're out and we take pictures of the family or wherever we are. Even when we're with my mom right now, I've taken great pictures of the girls with her. And what you do is you just set up the frame at mom's house along with her Wi-Fi.
Tap it into her Wi-Fi.
Tap-
It's super simple. You can preload some photos onto the frame. It looks like a regular picture frame,
but it rotates pictures in. And so when I'm out, I just text the pictures I have or email them to the skylight
frame.
Yep,
and they
instantly.
automatically upload.
So then
It's
mom
amazing.
is sitting in her den. It instantly uploads, and she looks over at the frame, and all of a sudden there's 5 new pictures in
Of
there.
Randy at Burning Man.
Right. Stop. But that's what we're going to send to your grandmother. Only pictures of Randy at Burning Man.
Oh, there's Hot Clip.
I don't know what that is.
No, but Mom, how much do you love looking over at that?
Is this the best
love it.
present we've gotten for you in the longest time?
I can see it in the den, and I watch it all day. And anybody who comes over and they see it, they go, "Oh my goodness, it's fabulous!"
Right. It's the most updated photos. You don't have to worry about sending it somewhere to get it into a frame for a thing. It goes straight to her frame or his
And
frame.
it's a great idea for even like wedding gifts for like your friends because like a couples can get the skylight frame and then they only send emails from their adventures and their trips and places they go together or like a great date night or something like that. And then that email just kind of contains all those great memories that they can upload the same night that they're happening in the places where they're doing.
I love it. 100% satisfaction guarantee if you don't love your skylight, but you will because mom loves it. It's really the best gift we've given her. They'll give you, they'll offer you a full refund, which is unbelievable.
That's how much they know they're going to love it. All right, give them the special
Thank
offer.
you.
Special offer is you're welcome, Mom. You can get $10 off your purchase of a skylight frame when you go to skylightframe.com. Enter the code DPT. That's right. Get $10 off your purchase of a skylight frame. Just go to skylightframe.com and enter the code DPT. That's SKYLIGHTFRAME.com. Use the promo code DPT. And I'm telling you, you will be the hero of it. Dan, get this to your grandma. She's going to love it.
I know.
I love your gram so much. She's going to love this so much because it allows them
To be a part of your life instantly
In
as
real
it's
time.
happening.
in real time. All right, I want to talk about ZipRecruiter. They're
Let's do
amazing. According to ZipRecruiter research, nearly 3 out of 4 employers say that they are finding it difficult to fill open positions right now. And those aren't just the government.
No.
This is just people have a hard time. Our parents own their own business for years, for 25 years.
Our mom can attest, our dad can attest, when they had bad employees working at the place, it made them miserable.
It made their lives miserable. When they had great employees, they were happy to go to work.
But they did it before ZipRecruiter was around, and I will tell you this, it took a lot of time and energy away from their business.
Your job
for them.
becomes finding someone to do a job.
And that shouldn't be your job.
If you have a difficult role to fill, no matter what your industry, hire with ZipRecruiter. And I'm just telling you, it's going to help out.
They're gonna take
right
care of
now.
you. Yep.
You can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/DPT. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 top job sites. They don't just stop there. With their powerful recruiting and matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right skills and experience for your job.
So they're out there hunting to see what people are looking for and then matching them.
They actively invite them to
you can even add screening questions to your job listing so you can filter candidates and focus on the best ones. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
So to try ZipRecruiter for free, our listeners can go to ZipRecruiter.com/DPT. That's ZipRecruiter.com/DPT. ZipRecruiter, ZipRecruiter.com/DPT. I'm telling you, it is the right way and the best way and the easiest way and the smartest way to hire.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Hey guys, welcome back to the show.
I love that she was sick and it affected your voice.
I'm like, what happened?
Oh, my
Sorry,
God.
Paula's
Sympathy voice.
coughing.
Sympathy voice.
Put a little thing in my
Sympathy.
throat.
No, I just have a chronic cough.
Okay.
So I am. Nothing about my lifestyle will change
Beautiful.
when the coronavirus hits us.
Can we talk about your show with the lovely Adam Felber, who we love, who is fantastic?
I love Adam Felber.
All right, tell him about your show. Don't you guys have a show together?
We do. We have a podcast called Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. I'm never very good at describing it, by the way. That's one of my shortcomings.
Is that why nobody listens to Paula Poundstone?
That's part of the reason.
Okay.
It's a comedy podcast. Let me begin there.
Let's start with that.
But
Everything
we
you do is comedy.
We do try to have real information as well. For example, on most episodes, we interview someone who has information about a topic that one might find helpful in one's life.
Love it.
You strike.
Oh, shit.
It's okay.
Oh, I could have been killed.
Sorry, no, we're good. You strike me as a curious person.
I spilled my soda.
Don't worry. Jay will grab
right
something
towards
for it.
the
All right.
computer.
This is great podcasting.
Don't worry at all.
But you strike me as a curious person. Is that
I know so little.
and you want to know more?
I do want to know more.
Right.
The weird thing is that so we do these interviews. The last one we did, what was the guy's topic? Oh, for heaven's sakes!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, food safety. Like, how long can you leave? A burger out or
Did you talk about expiration dates? Because that is
We did.
huge discussion with my wife's 88-year-old stepfather. He thinks that he thinks it's a conspiracy that the food industry is putting on
Earlier
expiration dates to get you to buy more. To get rid of
I don't
food
think
and buy.
he's necessarily wrong. But that's not what the man said last night. Last night I forget. Roger Clemens, not the baseball player, but a professor from USC.
His name is Roger Clemens?
Yeah.
And why did he take steroids?
Yeah,
He's just
as
a
a professor,
There was
why
no
would
need
he?
for him to do that.
I know, and I talked to him about that.
I think
and
he overtook
just-
the Prevagen.
He was so
Jacked
Jacked up.
oh my
Yeah.
god!
And you're
he
like,
was-
why are your balls so
he was
small?
puffy.
All right. it
no, I
happens.
didn't ask him that.
Okay, good.
But what did that
What did
Roger
he say
Clemens?
about food?
Hold on, I have to cough again.
That's okay.
He said, "Don't worry about that cough."
Oh, really? He anticipated you were going to do this, and then
One of the things he told me that was fascinating. He said that he and his wife is also a scientist. He and his wife
humble brag.
Eat a lot of leftovers, but that they when they put leftovers in the refrigerator, there's a date.
On
they
the
put a
leftovers.
date on the
Smart.
leftovers
Smart.
and where it came from and
Smart.
what it is smart actually. But I mean, it sounded like he had an absolutely pristine refrigerator. He said that
has that
you
time?
should clean your vegetable drawer. I think he said every 2 weeks.
Wow, that's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
I think
How
that's
are
if you're
you?
putting vegetables in it.
my wife and I always
socks are
fight
in
about
there.
how long we can keep it.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to throw this out. I'm like, don't you dare. I'll eat it. I don't care. I'll cut around the mold. I'll eat it.
Didn't David Sedaris write that amazing short story about essay about how his dad used to keep vegetables way past? He's like, his dad would eat carrots and they would make no sound. There was like no crunch to the carrots.
They bend.
They would just bend. Like the carrots.
I have friends that are their family owned a grocery store. And they, one of them was telling me that when he was growing up and all the kids worked in the grocery store, he was telling me they never had fresh food. Never. He said his father never threw anything out. I mean, they had to take it off the shelves at the grocery store, but that meant nothing.
That means you got it after
that
2
his family
days.
couldn't eat it, right?
Oh,
yes.
God.
He said just everything they ate was really old.
Oh, God. Maybe that develops a taste for that. Well, nobody listens to Paula Poundstone. That's going to change because the people who are listening to you on this are going to go over and start listening to your
Subscribe to
podcast.
that.
I hope
Subscribe
they
to that.
check it out. I mean,
Damn it.
I'm a lousy describer, but it is fun. It's fun, and as I said, you'll garner a little teeny bit of information, but mostly it's just fun.
You'll have a good time. And Adam Felber is great too. So
He
we
is
should
great.
mention stuff that we have coming up and going
What
on
do you
too.
For
have
sure. You
coming
guys
up?
are going to be in Madison. on
Wisconsin at the
12th,
Comedy Club
13th,
on
and
State
14th.
Street. Yeah, March
Same
12th.
weekend, the 11th, 13th, and 14th, I will be at Cap City Comedy. For everybody who got tickets on that Thursday, they're doing like a special takeover thing, it turns out, because of the South by Southwest Film Festival. So I'll be there Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I might still do a part of the event that'll be happening on Thursday
That's
as
in
well.
Austin.
Yeah, but that's in
Austin,
Austin at Cap
Did you
City
have a
Comedy
lawyer
Club.
negotiate that deal after
Yes,
the
they're
thing-
meeting on a
the
field
South
with a
by
katana
Southwest
sword.
thing?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I was
yeah.
going to say, shoot him out of a cannon.
Yeah,
What is
exactly.
that?
Divorce
They
carnival.
made an agreement with you,
I
and then
know.
what happened?
They said, hey, there's great things happening that you might get to be a part of, and we won't change your pay, and you can still just come here and hang. And I said, okay.
You won't change your
All right,
pay
well,
as
that's
what?
nice.
Yeah, you keep them in the
And
can.
then the next weekend, we are taking this show live to
If you listen to the last one that we did at Largo, I mean, we're bringing that to your town or area
We'll
or
be in
region or driving distance.
Minneapolis on the 19th.
of March with Mystery Science Theater guys Mike Nelson, Kevin Murphy, and Bill Corbett, along with the Cactus Blossoms playing music. These guys are wonderful.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Beautiful.
Cedar Cultural Center in Minneapolis. The next night we're in St. Louis, our hometown, at Del Mar Hall. And we have Dave Holmes and we have Tim Convey, and we're working on music for that. And then the next night, which is Saturday night, the 21st, we're in Milwaukee at Turner Hall, which is a beautiful big venue that we really want to fill.
Chris Field's going to play music, The Field Report. So we're excited. And
it's going to be great. This is going to be, we don't take this out often.
Fantastic.
Doesn't it sound great?
Yeah.
So we're coming to a city near you. And then in June, we're doing the Pacific Northwest, Rio Theater in Vancouver. Then
Washington Hall in
Seattle. And then the Aladdin Theater in Portland. That's the 18th, 19th, 20th
I
of June.
love the Aladdin Theater.
Isn't that great?
I'm sure you've
Send
done
my
that.
love when you're
We
there.
will.
You
We'll
have
do
to.
that. Theater's
I
awesome.
love it there. And then, of course, if you're in Portland, Oregon, you got to get some sizzle pie. Do you know about that?
No.
Sizzle pie
I don't
pizza.
know. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah,
You can get a vegan pizza that is so damn good
Sizzle
that
pie.
you would get it whether it was vegan or not. And they have also non-vegan food there, but they do have like an extraordinarily good.
Done.
They have the shittiest music in there. Like if you eat in instead of having it
At
delivered,
Sizzle Pie.
you have to put up with some really bad music.
So maybe we'll have them send some sizzle pie backstage.
Yeah,
And
or
we'll
just
do that
or just
to the
eat
Aladdin.
outside. Just sit just
Just say,
outside
I
the
can't
restaurant.
handle the music.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's some tables outside on the street, and those are usually people with good musical taste sit out there.
You walk in and say, as an omnivore, the music is what I thought the pizza would taste like, but it's the different. It's just
vegan's
actually
good.
the pizza is really good, but the music is
yeah, no,
terrible.
just gotta it's not like the Rite Aid. You ever go in the Rite Aid?
Oh, do I go in the right?
Free for all.
They have the best music.
Which Rite Aid are you talking about?
Any of them.
I think Burbank Airport has the best music.
Rite Aid has
do have
great
good music.
music. I can go in
Whoever's
there.
DJing at Rite Aid, like kudos.
I go in there when I don't even
have anything
have
to
I want
buy.
to hear
need.
some songs.
Yeah.
Just want to hear some. Just want to. I go to Rite Aid for the shuffle, is what you say.
I go to Rite Aid for the music and the greeter.
Do you have the greeter at your Rite
There's
Aid?
a greeter at your Rite Aid?
What Rite Aid are you going to?
Well, they're not exclusively a greeter. They're working the cash register.
Oh.
But
I
the
think that
poor
might be a
things
homeless person.
Are
Oh.
so put upon that
okay.
like the corporation has said to them,
Yes.
we're gonna, we're not gonna hire a greeter. But
So they
you,
say hi to you
but
when you walk
have
in.
to say hello when
like
the
Subway.
customer.
That's,
You know,
comes.
it's happened to
that's
Subway.
never
They're
happened to me.
supposed
I
to
feel like
greet
you're
you.
going to the Rite Aid and I'm going to the wrong Aid.
Oh,
right,
my
stop.
God.
All right, let's
Clarence.
get into
Ready for
another
a second
story.
story?
File
Yeah, so-
complaints for that
okay,
joke.
okay.
That's why you had to leave St. Louis.
Yeah, I
All
know.
They
Right,
made
that
us-
was-
That's why I have to
for that
leave this
joke.
show.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Marion deputy gives drivers directions to jail.
Oh.
Also, this is the sub headline, I guess you'd call
Okay.
it.
Marion
Yes.
George. Where is this?
Quote, this is before we read it, it just says, "You didn't pull me over," the man told the officer. "I pulled you over." So you know it's going good if you're telling the cop that you pulled them over.
Do you know how fast you're going? Let me answer your question with a question. Do you know how fast you were going? Like he's turning the tables.
Wow,
on
it's
the
like a
cops.
Jedi mind trick.
It is
No
a
one
joke.
ever tries to turn the tables.
Yeah,
A Kissimmee man.
Kissimmee.
Kissimmee?
You knew.
No, that one I got wrong.
No, fuck you. I'm not falling for that again.
I would tell you the truth.
I did fall for it.
Kissimmee.
You would tell me the truth?
Yes.
Kiss
Do you
Sammy.
see the situation Trump is in with the
I
coronavirus
know.
right now?
Yes.
Yes.
I would tell you
Kissimmee.
the truth. It's not Kissimmee.
What do you say?
Kissimmee.
Wait.
It's
Kissimmee.
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 No, it's Kissimmee.
Kissimmee.
Yeah.
K-A-S-S-I-M-E-E.
K-A-S-S.
I know.
I-N-G.
Yeah. He was arrested.
And when they would say, and then comes, David
Love.
in the baby carriage.
Yeah.
Do you remember? First comes love.
Then comes Mary, then comes
See, I always
David.
thought, say it was like, David and Mary up a tree. I always thought that you were picking the one that you were angriest at, and you put them in the baby carriage. It never occurred to me.
That they were having a baby.
Right, exactly. That there was a sex act and then they had a baby. I just thought that one of the
Them
people
Gets
went
embarrassed
in-
into a baby carriage.
Precisely.
So we should rewrite it based on our first story. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a duel on a battlefield with a katana sword.
Yes, that
yeah,
works too.
I don't know
With
why
me
kids
fighting
wouldn't
your
chant
lawyer.
that on the schoolyard.
Perfect.
Well, this man was arrested Saturday night and charged with DUI and possession of cocaine, after he stopped a deputy and asked for directions. You're drunk and have cocaine. You're like, "Officer, come here.
Hey,
Let me talk to you for
get
a
over
minute.
here.
Hey,
I'm
stop-
really cool right
stop,
now.
Stop not paying attention to me. Get over here." Just after 8 p.m.,
This is the in plain sight guy.
Juan
If I'm
Zamora-
in plain sight, I'm fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you talk to the cop, they can't arrest you
Yeah.
legally. If
That's
you
the
start,
rule.
if you initiate with them,
They can't
can't
do
arrest
anything.
you.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Juan Zamora was driving on US 441, south of Bellevue when he flashed his headlights at a Marion County Sheriff's squad car, according to a arrest report. And you know that cop was like, what is this guy want?
Here we go.
Deputy.
By the way, I have hailed cops before for directions.
That's fine.
When I'm driving, but,
Right, but not when you're on
But not when I was
cocaine.
drunk and had coke in the car.
No,
Thank
that's
you.
not a good
It's
call.
a much different.
That's a lot of confidence. That's cocaine confidence.
Cocaine confidence.
Yeah.
type of confidence you have when you're on cocaine.
Right. I'll just talk to this guy. I'm going to talk to this guy. Guys, you care if I pull over and just talk to this guy really quick?
Hey, buddy, come on. Hey,
Hey, cop, come here. You work for me, technically. All right.
Do I have something on my teeth?
Deputy.
It says to the cop, "Do you hear a helicopter?"
Right. Yeah, you going to stir the sauce? Deputy Calvin Batts pulled over.
That is. Come on, he
I know.
could not be anybody.
Dan, B-A-T-Z?
BATTS.
Bats.
Deputy Calvin
Bats.
Batts pulled over in the 15,000 block. That you're deep. The 15,000 block and met with Zamora, who asked for directions to an auto parts store. You know, get in the zone.
Yeah.
In his report, Batts stated he could smell alcohol. He observed that Zamora's eyes were bloodshot and watery, and he was unsteady on his feet. Zamora stated, I don't even know if he
maybe
was
if he
asked.
gave him directions,
Yeah,
he'd be better.
that's right.
I get so addled when I'm lost.
Yes.
By the way,
You
like I
lose-
talk, fat, and things don't make sense to
And
me
you have
anymore.
to turn the radio down. 'Cause you're
Exactly.
lost.
Yes. I can't tell if numbers are going up or down.
You
all
can't
of a
remember
sudden.
where you put your cocaine.
Right.
It's just a
I
whole.
get
It's
it.
a horrible thing.
Right.
Horrible thing.
In his report, Calvin Batts, Calvin Batts, deputy,
Spider caught a fly.
stated he could smell alcohol. He was unsteady on his feet. Then Zamora stated, I don't know if Zamora was asked or just wanted him to know, quote, he had 2 shots of bourbon hours ago.
Hours
Officer,
ago. That
Come
was
here.
a-
First off, I had 2 shots of bourbon hours ago.
What's
But
30 minutes? Hours ago?
currently,
That was
I'm
hours
lost.
ago.
Yeah, currently I'm lost.
Was this one of those cops that was like hiding behind a bush?
No,
he's
he
in
was
a
his
cruiser car.
And Zamora flashed his lights like, get over here.
Get over here.
So the cop pulled over. Was like, what do you need? He's like, first of all, I had shots hours ago.
I didn't even
Secondly,
ask you.
I'm trying
I
to
did
get in
not
the
ask
zone,
you.
auto zone.
Stop yelling, sir.
Zamora stated he had 2 shots, and he told the deputy that he was, quote, legally disabled, but agreed to take field sobriety tests, which is the thing I also love. You want to get out of the car, do so. First of all, I'm legally disabled, but you know
Second
what?
of all, I'll do it.
Today, I'll do it.
I'm happy to do it.
I'm as good once
For
as
you,
I ever was.
for you, I'll do it.
If you'll give me directions.
She's the
I will
Toby
do
Keith
your
song.
little
I'm as good once as I ever was.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
You
What
don't-
do
you-
mean
you
I'm as
aren't
good once as
familiar
I
with
ever
Toby.
was.
You aren't well versed in the Toby Keith
Canon.
oeuvre.
It's not like I don't want to be.
Yeah. He
What
says,
does he mean?
I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Wow, that's a crapshoot,
It
Toby.
is.
So
you
I
don't know
can't
when
fight.
that's going to happen.
I can't
We don't know where the bar
I can't
is,
take
Toby.
these field sobriety tests as good as I used to.
But give me one shot,
time, I
I
can
can do
take
it.
it. Yeah.
As good
I
as
can
I
do it.
ever was.
Yes.
Well, there are some people who just don't test well. Keep that in mind.
Thank
That's
you.
another thing too.
You get nervous.
Right.
Yeah.
This-
My son loved that rationale. Once that was presented to students,
Yes.
perhaps that was.
I just don't.
I don't test well.
Right,
I don't
yeah,
test well.
My son, I said, well, okay, but you also never read the book or looked at the material.
So you understand
So-
why I don't test well.
So, although it is possible that you also have some sort of nervous condition,
Right.
When
You
asked
have to
So
do
you
the
can
work.
see that because the test is about
Officer.
the book that I read, you can see how it's biased.
You're
Against
you
people who didn't
asking
read
me
it.
to do the alphabet backwards is technically a standardized test. Standardized test rates in our state are well below
That's
average.
right.
I like those kids. Do not test well.
And they're
UCLA is
biased.
not even taking the SATs anymore, so I don't
And
know
they're
why my
biased.
numbers on this matter.
They're biased.
Right.
You're like, I don't test well. And as a parent, you're like, this was an essay that you wrote out of school.
Right.
It's a project.
Stand on one foot. I choose C.
No,
No,
it's
you
not
are
multiple
bad
choice.
at this test.
so you guys already know the test.
I mean, you got a copy of it.
So he said he's legally disabled, but he agreed to take field sobriety tests.
Okay.
The deputy said Zamora had difficulty with the tests, but
Exactly. This is biased.
which Zamora blamed on part of his physical disability. To me, this is a drunk person who thinks they've found the perfect out. Like they're like, I'll say I have a disability, and then when I'm bad at it, I'll keep
Also-
coming back to that.
Disability, like you say, Dan, when drunk people try to use big words to try
Yes.
to mask how
Yes.
drunk they are,
Yes.
disability is a good drunk word.
I have a disability.
I have a disability.
I'm disability.
Right.
It's not using it.
Deputy
correctly.
Calvin Batts, DCB, stated that he found a, quote, small dime bag with a powdery substance in Zamora's T-shirt pocket. I love a good T-shirt pocket. Not dress shirt. T-shirt, which only exists for mechanics who smoked in the 60s. That's all that's for.
Pocket in the shirt.
A T-shirt pocket.
T-shirt pocket is for dip and cigarettes.
Yeah,
That's it.
It's
and your cocaine, apparently.
and by the way, to keep it in, it's just you're not even trying at that point.
Oh, you're literally, it's on your chest. It's your own like personal metal.
And
You're
it's
just-
sticking out.
who
I mean,
keeps
it's
their
They'll
coke-
never look here
right at my heart.
at my.
If you shoot me in the heart, that cocaine's gonna stop it. No, it's not.
Cocaine's going to go right into my bloodstream.
it's gonna be great.
He probably goaded him into shooting him in the
Just
heart.
do it.
Just blow a bullet right through this
on.
pocket.
If you're not gonna tell me how to get to Pep Boys, just do it.
Come on, what are you, chicken?
He's goading him into doing it.
So the cop finds a small dime bag in his pocket. It field tested positive for cocaine. Bats said Zamora.
Bats and Zamoras.
Stop. We're not doing. Paul, I apologize for the joke you're about to hear.
It's the new Rizzoli and Isles.
We all.
What's Rizzoli and Isles?
It was
Thank you.
a female cop show on TNT.
Oh, yes,
you know.
sure. I
That
remember
should
that.
That was the old Cagney and Lacey.
Yeah.
But it's the new
I think
Rizzoli.
Rizzoli, doesn't the actress that was Rizzoli, doesn't she
Is
now?
that Angie Harmon?
And there was the one, I think it is. I think it
maybe
is.
it is.
And
No,
I think
Dan.
she does identity theft
Yes.
ad now.
Yes.
Where she says, you better buy this or I'm going to
Steal your-
I'm going to hack your stuff.
Well, she wasn't originally supposed to do that. She actually took the commercial from someone else.
No,
But
the
wait,
other
you
thing
just
is,
said something-
I only saw a few seconds of that show ever.
Yeah.
and it was the every cop show ever iconic episode
Which?
where we need somebody. There's a drug ring. Something's happening at the blah 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 prison. The only way
To
the
go in
only
and
way,
be a prisoner.
You got to go in.
You gotta be a
Gotta
prisoner.
go to be a prisoner.
Yeah.
Now listen.
Also, what you said, Paula, should be some of our merch. We should have T-shirts that just say "What is Rizzoli and Isles."
So
That's the best.
this kind of thing has been happening for a while.
Anytime you get two names,
Oh.
Bats
this
and
guy-
Zamora.
Bats and
It is our emotional obligation to say that's the new Rizzoli and Isles.
So Bats said Zamora initially refused a breath test, stating this was his defense. I'm going to need you to take a breath
I'm
test.
disabled.
He goes, "Quote: No, you didn't pull me over. I pulled you over." He's pulling rank. On a cop.
Yeah.
Zamora later took the test.
Wait, is that the cop?
Zamora's
The
Zamora's
cop
the
no,
guy.
the cop took the test.
Yeah, he's like, "You take
You
it.
take
Because-
it.
Yeah.
I'll take it first, and then you take it.
And he's trying to be
Because-
crafty. You do the alphabet forwards.
Right, and
Yeah,
it registered.
no, because he pulled him over, not the
did.
other way around.
He can give
so
him
the
a
cop
10.
has to take the
It's a field
test.
sobriety.
All this is perfectly legal.
It
That's
makes
right.
sense.
He took a blood alcohol content test, which resulted in a blood alcohol content level of how much do you think? How drunk do you think? Now, 0.08
is illegal, and then it goes from there. And
Right.
we say most of these people are. It's what their high school grade point average was at the end. Like
so usually like a 1 point.
in the teens, like 0.13 to 0.17, you are legitimately drunk. 0.2, you can't stand up.
Point 3, you've poured a whole vodka on the breathalyzer.
right.
Wow.
So, what do you think based off of tube shots? I pulled you
He
over.
did
you
have the
didn't pull me
cocaine too,
over.
so I'm trying to.
Yeah, did he have a bump? What do you think his blood alcohol content level was? You can go first, Tig, or third, Paula.
Oh, I have no. I've never understood.
Just go
I mean,
somewhere above
I
0.08.
was a drinker in the past, but I never understood the math.
Yeah.
We'll
go first.
Okay, but,
We'll go-
okay, yeah, you guys go
first.
ahead. 'Cause
I think it sounds like he's at a 0.18,
Okay.
which is
Wow.
0.08 is legally drunk, and then 0.18 is really
So
pushing
he's
it.
over double that.
I'm gonna say he's at a 0.20.
Okay.
I think he's really like
0.20.
way out of it.
Okay. Paula?
what, I
I
want to
said
go.
point one-
I want to
go
go
lower than me.
than Rizzoli.
Okay.
Okay.
Randy's at 0.18. So
Okay.
and 0.08 is legal limit. So,
So you go 0.1.
it wouldn't be mentioning it if he wasn't over the legal
Yeah,
limit.
he's over 0.08.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's somewhere between 0.08 and 0.18.
Well, I don't see how he could do that. Good critical thinking.
It is a lot of critical things.
Yeah, this guy.
That's the cocaine
He's
talking.
practiced
Okay.
both straight and messed up. This good critical thinking. All right, I don't know. What'd you say? 2?
I said 2.2.
All right, then I'll go. Can I go in the middle of them?
0.19.
0.19. Yes,
what do
you
I
can.
win? What do I win? A plush toy?
Honor.
Yes.
Honor. Okay.
Joy.
Divorce
Ready?
Carnival.
A katana.
I love that, Dan, earlier in the show, you said anytime you want to be passive aggressive, you can spill your water, and she did
spilled
spill
her
her
thing.
Pepsi. So
Ooh.
Was that passive
I don't
aggressive?
know.
It wasn't water.
I'm just now realizing
It wasn't
that
water.
was an act of passive
No,
aggression.
it wasn't water. It wasn't water.
Go ahead, Dan.
Juan
wasn't
Zamora.
water.
Registered. A. 0.13.
Oh,
Yeah.
much.
Just a good
That's
enough
right.
drunk.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
guess
guess.
wasn't that bad. He
See,
wasn't that
I didn't
bad.
think it was that.
Yeah.
I suspected.
That it wasn't that high
That
because
wasn't
he's
that high.
functioning on a great level.
Yep.
Yeah.
Deputy Batts reported finding a bottle of Canadian whiskey.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I guess so.
I don't know why we
All
have
the
to bring
best-
Canada
Yeah,
up.
I know.
Well,
Why?
Yeah, this
Drag
is
them
why
down.
our country isn't getting along with other countries
know.
right now. This is a very Trumpian approach.
It's a Canadian problem.
And a cup of dark soda that smelled like
Okay, there you
alcohol.
go. All right, story
Yeah.
number 2.
Story
Can you give us a
number 2.
little
a
taste
cup of dark soda.
Yeah, that's all it said.
You mean cola?
weird.
I guess.
Cup of dark soda.
You know, dark soda.
Okay. Dan, give us
Dark
a
soda makes it sound like it comes from like dark arts. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, dark
he
soda.
conjured the,
the
dark
soda of
Yeah.
the
Some Ren
occult.
Fair
That was a
stuff.
good Batman. Batman.
Dark
soda.
soda.
We have
Yeah.
something for your dog that could change things forever.
Okay,
That's
I
the
love
third
that. That's
story.
third segment. All right, Paula Poundstone's with us. She's not spilling anything.
She's no longer coughing.
She's no longer coughing. It's done.
It comes and
It
goes.
could-
You
it
don't
could
get
come
too-
back in any
Don't
moment.
get too
Cocky?
comfortable
Yeah.
with the fact that I haven't spilled anything in a few seconds.
Or
and
coughed
that I
on
haven't
anybody.
Coughed.
Don't get too comfortable with
I'm
a
big
cough-free
cougher.
Paula Poundstone.
By the way, that's her new talk show. Don't get too comfortable with
with
Paula
with
Poundstone.
cough-free Paula.
All right, there you go. It's Dumb People Town, and we have one more segment. Stay with us.
All right.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
All right, it's no secret that Randy and I'm going to include Dan in this, love our Quip toothbrushes.
I love my Quip so much. My
If
last
it's easy to travel with, your last dental appointment was
29 minutes.
shortest it's ever been. It is super easy to travel with. Here's why Quip is genius, all right? Every 3 months, they send you a new brush head. My mom wants one. I'm getting it for her.
Yep.
Send you a new brush head. They send you a new tube of toothpaste, and they send you new batteries for your. It's battery operated, so it doesn't plug into a wall with a giant base and
So you're
weigh
not
5,000
traveling around
pounds.
with a huge base. You can travel with this sleek thing. So if you travel,
So someone on Dumb People Town once married her chandelier, and we laughed at her for a second, and then I got the Quip toothbrush.
you're like,
and I'm
I'll marry it. I'll marry it.
I mean, you already kissing.
I mean, already is in my mouth. All right, but so the point of it is, I got them for my kids. I got them for my wife. I'm going to get one for my mom. Quip, they have little buzzes every 30 seconds. And it tells you to switch the other side. On the fourth buzz, it turns off. So that's 2 minutes of brushing. You get into a routine.
I'll just tell you that I had the Quip like a year before they started sponsoring our podcast. So I was a Quip user and loved it so many times before.
They have a floss dispenser with pre-marked strings, so
Which
you know
I
how much
always-
to pull
I
off, 'cause
never
always
pull out the
off
right
too much.
amount.
And the toothpaste is amazing.
and the
new one that-
refills, yeah. So join over the 3 million healthy mouths, ours included, and get Quip today. Starting at $25 is amazing. And if you go to getquip.com/DPT right now, you get your first refill free. How about that? That's your first refill free at getquip.com/DPT. That's GETQUIP.com/DPT. Quip, the good habits company.
Ooh, I love this Starburns audio podcast, Call Chelsea, hosted by our buddy Chelsea Peretti. She answers listeners' calls live on the air to talk about whatever topic they want to, unless their topics are stupid, in which case she will hang up on them.
I
which
love
is
that
hilarious.
the most when she hangs up on him.
Her friend and sidekick Cool Kojak chimes in, but mainly Chelsea roasts him for drinking coffee on the mic, which
Yep.
he does all the time. They talk
Hilarious.
about everything from Chelsea's upcoming album to the climate crisis to reality dating shows. Call in with a topic prepared. Do it at your own risk. You'll be ridiculed if you're not ready. And be sure to subscribe and download wherever you listen to podcasts. Chelsea Peretti is one of the funniest people out there. And so you're going to want to get on board with this hilarious podcast. of hers.
Call Chelsea.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the show. Dan, take us home.
That was a hell of a break.
Look
Good
at that
break.
break.
We did a
I
lot.
feel
Oh,
my
revived.
You
God,
accomplished
yeah.
a lot? Okay.
Yeah, I cleaned
Okay.
up that last spill.
You did
We're
great.
good.
You
did
ready?
great.
Here's the headline. You can now buy a dog collar that will swear every time your dog barks.
What?
Yes.
We'll
It'll
swear
curse.
at it.
Wow.
It'll say a curse word every time your dog barks.
That's
So
funny.
It's like roof shit, roof shit, roof shit.
Yes, exactly.
That to me is, I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
I know.
Well, that's what a lot of people do, anyways.
Right.
They
Yeah.
yell, you know. I read, or maybe it was maybe I listened to the book on tape. Cesar Milan.
Oh yeah, we met him.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, did he train your dogs or
No,
something?
I asked him to come over for a picture, and he wouldn't do it.
Randy
I guess I
didn't.
just
He wasn't
that
firm
confident.
enough. He
I
said,
was like,
"Get over here
for a picture,"
we're
and
gonna
he
do-
wouldn't come.
Oh, is that true? You had to.
I had to like shake a can of coins at him
Yeah,
to get him
his
to
yeah,
come
face.
or
over.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes just spray them with water. That works. I believe it was him who said that if your dog is barking and then you yell at the dog thinks, well, we're all barking now.
Right,
The
right.
dog's like, I love this when we do this together.
So I have a
rough shit.
I have an English bulldog who I wouldn't say rescue, but
Now,
we
why you have to
got
say
him.
English?
British bulldog.
Doesn't
Bulldog?
matter.
He's
Well, he's not a French
He's not a
bulldog.
French bulldog. So
He's American.
He's
He's a
American.
goddamn American
I know.
bulldog.
Well, he's an American bulldog, but he's not an American bulldog because he's not that tall. He's a British bulldog. He's a English bulldog.
British
English
bulldogs
bulldog.
are
So he looks
short.
like a bulldog, and he barks whenever. And you've been around it. If something drops, he loses his mind. Like let's say something falls off the counter, and what we realized is at first it was really annoying, but over time we realized all he's doing is like pointing out that something dropped. So that's all he's doing.
Yeah,
it's
he
what
wants
you just
you to
said.
know.
Hey, that fell.
Right.
Hey,
yeah.
hey, that fell. Did you guys see that? That
Yeah.
fell down. That's all he's saying.
He's
Wow.
just attentive.
Yeah.
How long does the barking go on for?
Until you're
Way
like,
too
it's
long.
okay.
So
We're
fine,
all right.
stop.
Everybody's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Relax. It's just a pen.
Now, is he short?
Very
Yes.
short.
Okay,
Yes.
well, that's part of it too. That's his world.
Yes.
Yeah, it's down
You
in
know,
his
some-
Stuff is
Right,
raining
exactly.
down on
Right.
him. Yeah, it's like,
Whoa.
it's all coming down now. Yeah, nope, it's not
Sky
all
is
coming
not
down.
falling, sky is
Everything's going to cut. Nope, Roman, no.
For every treat your good boy deserved but didn't get, for every itch that you didn't scratch, your dog can now vent out all of its frustrations in cuss words.
I think this is the greatest
The
thing
cuss collar, which fastens around your dog's neck, will spit out a swear word every time your dog barks.
ever. I think this
have
is
to get
hilarious.
this,
I
right?
want this.
It's currently sold out, but those who are desperate
Of course it's sold out.
to have their dog swearing like a sailor can sign up for details on the next drop by texting the number listed on the website.
This is like Shark fucking Tank.
Oh,
I'm
and for
telling
that
you
reason,
right
I'm
now.
out. The pre-recorded words include bullshit and fuck and the like. The product's website states that the product isn't a shock vibration training collar, so it's none of that. It's
No.
not intended for anti-bark training use. It's more of a gag gift that the company behind the collar, MSCHF, mischief, no vowels, is
Criminal
known
mischief.
for.
Can I
love
say
this.
this? That this very morning, I was sitting down having breakfast with my 12-year-old, and she was like, I don't understand curse words. She's like, I don't get it. Like,
She's right.
She's like, I don't understand why. Like, why is fuck a word that we can't say? What is it? What I said, it's for unlawful carnal knowledge. But she's like, but why can't? Like, what makes it this taboo thing that you're not allowed to say out? I was
Right.
like, this is the best discussion ever.
Yeah.
And I said to her, listen, when you're around me, it'd be like if I walked around all of like our mom, your Nana's friends who are like in their 70s and be like, this fucking bullshit. It's like, it's not cool to do that around them. It's just not nice.
Doesn't bother me.
But I was like, when you're with me and you curse, what do I never tell you to stop because I know that it's what you're feeling in the moment. It is what it is. But I was like, okay, take a word like the N word. I was like, you cannot use that word. So words actually mean something. They don't mean nothing. So like some words are more charged than others. And these are the words that people determine that, I mean, again.
It's weird, though,
It
isn't
is weird.
It is
because,
so
like,
weird.
in the case of fuck, and I've said this on stage before, especially when there's kids in front of me, which is in the case of fuck means copulation
Right.
or intercourse. Now, if I get frustrated and I went copulation, would that bother anybody?
No.
Right.
it might bother people in how weird that is,
So
but it's not.
So it's weird that we have just chosen things that are supposed to be things
Shit.
that you can't
The word
say.
shit
means
is
poop.
Right, but you know what it was? It was someone told me, Gar Ryness, our buddy, told us that like on the side of a ship, it's an acronym that means where it is where all the waste was on the side of a ship. And so it's again this word that was created that has but now it is so charged and it has so much meaning. But
Right.
this is fascinating.
Or you
that-
can get like if you have 5 of them in a movie, you suddenly go from PG to PG-13.
And,
know.
and by the
crazy.
way, it's a panel of like 3 people, I think, now
Right.
that are on that decision making. Yeah. Meanwhile, I've always been fascinated by this. Meanwhile, you can blow people up.
100%.
You can show
So
all
much
the violence you want,
yes.
and there are 0 studies that show that cursing does anybody any harm at all, and many, many studies that suggest that all the violence we watch has been bad for us. There was something you said earlier, though. What were we just talking
about my daughter and
no, we were talking about the dog cursing.
Yeah.
Because they've also got another product which is a thing that goes around a shark's neck, so that as it chews off a surfer's leg, it goes yum 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 yum.
Oh, that's
yum,
so
yum,
nice. That's really
It's more
sweet.
pleasant.
Yeah,
You know what's so great? The hardest thing about that product is getting it around the shark's neck.
Oh, it's not.
because
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But
to
once you get
irony
it on,
is that
it's fun.
many of the
People have died.
Mischief Company sales staff
Have-
been eaten by sharks
Yes.
trying to mount the
they have
collar.
they have a Def Leppard cover band, and everyone wants to be the drummer because everyone really
There you
knows
go.
it's terrible. Why?
Mischief is
Why?
the master of releasing products that nobody really needs, but everybody absolutely wants. Bath bombs in the shape of a toaster that smell like strawberry Pop-Tarts.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
A rubber chicken bong, a customized Nike sneakers with holy water from the Jordan River, and the sole aptly called Jesus shoes are just some of the company's latest drops. But the company's most outrageous releases aren't even products at all. Netflix Hangouts, an extension of Google's Chrome browser launched by Mischief, lets you watch Netflix at work by making it look like you're on a conference call.
It's great.
Man Eating Food is a YouTube channel that consists solely of videos of a man eating everything from dog food to a pancake in the shape of I don't know what that word is.
Man eating food.
M Journal is a website company. I don't know what this is. So if you know this,
I like this cursing dog collar. To me, I think this
Can
is
you
really
imagine
fun.
if somebody was dog sitting for you and you didn't tell them it was on there? and your dogs, they're like, who is cussing it? Every time the dog barks, I hear it go. All right, I'm going to ask you this, then we'll get out of here. We'll end this wonderful episode.
How
that we've done.
expensive is...
How much do you think it
Okay.
costs for the dog cursing collar?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's the dog cursing collar is $59.
$59.
Jason?
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a 9 in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something $9.99.
That's what I was thinking, too.
What's yours?
I was going to say $49.99.
$49.
So say it. I was
Okay.
going to say $69.99.
Okay.
Oh,
$69.99, $49.99, $59 even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And yours was to
You're
put
right,
the
there's gonna be a
sexual,
99.
the sexual.
Yeah.
You can add a
component.
99 if you want.
Do you want to add a 99 on yours?
Yeah, I'll add a 99.
$59.99.
I think
Okay.
that's true.
Okay.
One of you is 1 penny off.
Ah, son
Okay,
of a...
so now I think we should guess who we think is 1 penny off.
Okay.
Because this is fun game too. So now, do you think you're 1 penny off? Or do you think it's Jason or me?
I suspect I'm 1 penny off.
Okay, so Paula
I
thinks
think
it's her.
I'm right.
Jason
I think
thinks
it's
you're
a
right.
$50
I think I'm
item.
right too. I think it could
Okay.
be $70.
All right. We will end it here because the dog cussing collar for fun made by Mischief. If anybody gets one of these, please send us a video. Of
We'll
your
post
dog.
it on
We'll
our
post it on the
Facebook
page. If you're not following the Facebook page for the show, what
What
are you doing
doing?
with your
Come
life?
on.
Okay, ready? It is.
If you're not following the Facebook page, I'm going to have my dog cuss you out.
It is $60.
Hey, that's a
So
great
it's
way
1
to...
penny off.
She walks
Yeah.
away a winner.
She walks away. She
Wow.
came in here a winner, and she walks away even more of a winner.
No, you know, when I came in, I was a little kind of slumped over. I got a little lost getting here. I lacked confidence, but this...
Now, come on.
This.
Look
Fun.
at how
Look
you're
at
feeling.
her.
Look at you
Yeah,
now. You're
really.
ready to go
Yeah.
build your
Although
own
you
sword.
did make slumped over like posture in comedy something. I mean, that was
You know,
You and
I-
Richard
signature.
Lewis.
I've turned osteoporosis into a moneymaker.
Into a positive.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. So again, for all of you who are listening to this, you should listen to Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone because
Yeah.
it is a great
Subscribe
podcast.
to it,
Subscribe
get
to it, rate it, and all those wonderful things. I'm so happy you did this with us.
Thank you
And,
so much for asking me.
And
course.
as we say in every time, because we told you this is like being in a writer's room right before you have to sit down to work. Oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.